Episode 26 extravaganza. Here we are. Head Gross and other ones and twos. We got our special guest, Joe Puleo from the East Coast, from Jersey. Say what's up, Joe?
Jersey's in the house.
Jersey's in the house. That's right, born in the USA, baby. We're pumped today. We're living in America. The fall is here. Oh, what is that echo? That might be my computer. It is, so I'll fix that immediately. Bam, all right. We're living in the USA. Football's around the corner. It's a great time to be alive. We got a heat wave, which is better than a cold wave if you ask me, so I'm not tripping, man. How's everybody feeling today, man? How you guys feeling?
Amazing.
All right, good, dog. So you know everything is brought to you by La Suprema Hexy Doreño, the greatest rap collective in the history of the West Coast, the East Coast, and all coasts. That's right, baby. We're feeling it, man. We got a whole bunch to talk about today. So I'm gonna get into my monologue, which kind of goes into my rabbit hole. So I'm not gonna go as long today because it all kind of ties up in similar points, right? But I feel that it is important, man. Okay, I know we're all hyped up right now. I'll give an exciting intro right now. I'm going to be a bit of a doubter, but still, it's still something that I wrote it down, so I'm going to go through with it. All right? Man, I'm feeling great today, guys. I'm feeling awesome, dog. Feeling full of opportunity in this life, man, which is great, man.
That's what's
how
up.
we should all feel, man. All right, man. Okay, today's monologue is you would have been a Nazi too, okay? Compliance, okay?
Compliance.
When people think of World War II, right, and all the genocides, right, or when people think of Rwanda and the genocides, or Iraq and all the injustice, right, and all the you think of Napoleon, right, or Pol Pot or Stalin, right, all the millions of people that they murdered, right, all the atrocities, everything that happened, it's very easy. Human nature would be like, Hitler did that, you know what I'm saying, or Saddam did that, or he did that. It wasn't him. You know who it was? It was regular people, okay, regular everyday Joes that get a position and they change, you know. This last thing that happened, this pandemic, you know, to me proved that at the end of the day, people will comply. You know what I mean? When given power, people comply, right? People think that, oh, I wouldn't have done that, or I wouldn't have told on him. Dude, the world that we live in today, when I look back at a lot of the news, people were like, oh, we must get the unvaccinated, must do this. Like, it's scary, man, you know. People always ask, like, how does this happen? You know, how quickly does it go? You know, it goes quick, and that's the most amazing part of it. Is that it's how people change, right? Because you know what it is, dude. At the end of the day, like we're all trying to move up in our caste, right? We say that we're not in the caste system, but we are, right? We're all trying to peasants, right? They're serfs, right? And that's what the majority of people are, right? There's a lot of people in this country that they think that all white, that everything is based on the past and white people. The majority of, if you're a white European that came to America, they were serfs, big dog, which means they were peasants, okay? They were peasants. They had nothing, right? Just like most people who made it, right? And that's what the most American people are. Whatever color they are, if you left your land to come here, you most likely weren't a king over there. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes perfect sense, right? But we're all trying to move up, right? And the thing is that once given opportunity, man, people change. You know, people trying to move up and they want to stay. Once you get a certain status, you want to stay there, man. There's a big difference, like making 50K and making like 125K changes your life. There's a giant jump. Have you ever heard these studies that say, like, really from 250K, if you make at least 250K and you make like over $1 million, there's really not that much of a life difference. Once you go over that 250K mark, like you pretty much have access to most things, right? There are other things that other multi can do, but for the most part, if you can make the 250K, you have access to. There's not a lot of things that are going to jump you up, but like from going from 50K to 125K, it changes people, you know, or just access, right? Or just like, you know, people always ask, like, how did these, you know, like in the days of the slavery, right? There was the guys that lived in the house and the guys that lived in the field, right? And the guys that lived in the house, they love living in that house. You know what I'm saying? People follow orders, you know, quickly, you know, police, army, you know, once you're in the middle of war, in the fog of war, people got to do what they got to do to survive, man, you know? So from everything that has happened in the last couple of years, man, you know, think about it. Look around. Who do you know that didn't fold? And who would have folded? You know, if things get worse, have it in your mind to know who you can avoid and who you can go, who you shouldn't avoid, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth of it is, at the end of the day, dog, is regular people, okay? It's regular people who commit the atrocities, right? The bomb it was a regular dude with a regular job that went back to his wife, that he pushed that button, he dropped that bomb on Nagasaki. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to people, right? But at the same time with that, you can resist. We don't have to, right? You don't have to go with all the words they tell you. Now it's your HR trainings. You can know what you can say. No, I will not comply. 2 + 2 is not 5, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's all, but the thing is that they get you by little. You start complying with little. Oh, do it. Just come on. Just do it. Just if you do this, then you do this. Then little by little, you're so into it that they fucking got you. Whatever you can stand up, whatever it is that. And see, the thing with me, dog, is you don't have to agree with me. I know that there's a lot of people, and I talk out of my ass. Okay, I fucking fully realize that. You know what I'm saying? I respect people who are down for their shit. Whatever the fuck is you're down for, if you're down for it, you got my respect, big dog. But be down for your shit. Okay? That's the monologue for today. All right. Yeah. What you guys think about that, fellas?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Additions, words of wisdom.
It's like peer pressure to me. It reminds me of peer pressure. It's like you're going to follow somebody else's lead or you're going to cut your own path. You know, take what you learn throughout life and put your own spin on it, you know?
Yeah, it is peer pressure, right? Following the herd. And then what happens though is also like herd mentality, dude. Like once you're in have you ever been like at a concert or at a riot? Or I've been in giant rumbles, dog. Like
I've been at a riot many times.
Yeah, me too, dog. I've been at shit where like it's peaceful, dog. And all of a sudden when people go wild, dog, they go wild. You go wild, dog. You know what I'm saying? You go wild. And you're in it, you're like, You just become like it's like this energy, right? It's like, there's an energy of crowds, dog. So. Yeah. Crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you guys, everybody, for logging in today. CZALEO knows it all. We're going to roll on right out. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a great fun day today. We're going to get into the news next. All right. Let's get into the noticias of the day, the news. Here on the Good News Radio, TGN Latinx. All right. What are we going to talk about first? Pull it up here. That's right. Today's news is brought to you by CZALEO, Hernandez Huerta, Huila, I don't know, I forgot.
De la Cruz.
De la Cruz. Try to say the same letters. What's the H? Huerta,
Hernandez.
I said Hernandez. That's the most easy one. Another H, man. Huacal. Okay. Anyway, dog. Okay, today's news, man. We're gonna get into our great leader. Our great leader and his speech, his non-unifying to anybody speech, dog. What's up with that crazy speech, man? With the red in the back, right? I feel like they said that he's going dark brand, that he's going to embrace the whole thing, right? Like, like now he's a scary figure, right? Because they even like changed the light. As he talked, they got like purple and more dark blue, dark red, And it was completely ununifying, dog, It said the MAGA, like, once again, dude, why do they give these people so much power, dog? Like the MAGA Republic, like,
right?
I don't understand how the people who say like "Make America Great Again" and like carry around flags, they're the ones that are going to destroy the country. Like, I don't know, it feels kind of weird to me, dog. You know what I'm saying? What did you think? What did you guys think of the vibe of it? Did he?
I just don't think that he preached unity. I think that he preached division. Okay, even if let's just say the crowd that he was, addressing, right?
Right.
The way he was addressing them, he just created more hate. There's extreme groups in everything, right? There's extremist groups in everything, I'm sure. So he just the way his tones, his wordage, just the things he was addressing. I felt like it was just dividing. I don't know. That was my take on it.
Right.
I think I heard a couple things about the background that you brought up.
Right.
I think I heard CNN is getting blasted because they actually bought that color down of the red and made it darker.
Yeah, it was like something happening. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
more intense.
I have to. I don't know. I have to disagree because I thought it was unifying, and I thought that he's coming out guns blazing, trying to kind of paint this picture, and maybe it wasn't the most effective way to do it. But he's Sleepy Joe, he's trying to
wake up.
He's trying to wake up a little. He's trying to get people kind of motivated. And these times we're in they're crazy right now. So
you know what? That's a good point, dog. Because their base was kind of dead, right? Everything was pointing at like it's going to be a red wave but now the Republicans messed up with the whole what's it called? killing the baby. What's it called?
Roe versus
abortion.
Wade.
Yeah, they messed up with that, so they brought energy right now, and then him coming out hard. You're right. Now that's it's a tactic. Man.
He's trying to.
It's time to fight. Right?
Yeah, he's trying to wake up a little bit. He's trying to be a little more, get a little more energy in his own way. You know.
No, I feel you, dog. I feel you, dog. Good point, dog. All right, man. So our president, ladies and gentlemen, you know, like you either got pumped or you got more divisive, man. We'll see, man. Okay, now I really want to talk about next, dog. I want to talk about top motherfucking G. Top G, my boy Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? My dog. I've been on Andrew Tate for a long time, right? I know he's new to everybody in the world, but what I really want to talk about, man, it's the censorship. Like what, you know, once again, another person, Alex Jones, right? Donald Trump, our ex-president, right? This guy. Dude, the thing is, regardless if you agree with him or not, dude, what people don't understand is the greatest point. You don't understand that one day you're not going to be in power, right? The powers that be today, if you don't go with a certain narrative, if you don't say certain things, you're out of here, right? And you think, oh, that's good, that's safe. But one day, it's not going to be you. One day, the other people are going to be in power. Nobody should be able to do this, right? Agree with him or not. If you don't like him, don't listen to him, right? But the fact that people can collude to totally make you disappear. They close down his bank accounts, okay? That should scare everybody. They closed down the former president of the United States. They don't let him talk, dog. Once again, dude, like I think everything he says is correct, and that's what's, you know, it just doesn't go with the feminized agenda that everybody's trying to push these days, right? But young men should 100% listen to him. He's telling the truth, right? Which is what people don't like, you know? But once again, dog, it's like, why? It's dangerous, dog. It's dangerous that somebody can just be erased. Did you read 1984? Or you're from that generation, right? Do you remember what happened? They other you, right?
Right.
Once you disappear off society, you're gone, as if you never existed. That's scary. Yes or no?
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that he's being censored for is misinformation. You know, I mean, I understand his views on women and all that stuff. Yes, you should not be censored for that. Right. But if you're spreading misinformation, then there should be a sense of responsibility with your platform.
What was his misinformation?
I'm not sure because I don't really know. I don't know him that well. I don't know much about.
Well, I'll tell you the argument. Yeah, the argument.
But I do know. Right. I do know. I mean.
Well, the thing. Well, but the misinformation is what they're getting it. Like they're trying to say that they try to, like what they always do. As soon as somebody sexual assault charges, right? But you look into it. He even talked about it in his old video. There's one. So apparently some girl where then the girl even came out like that's how they have sex. They like hit each other. She came out. She's like, I still love him. He's my ex-boyfriend. Right. That's how they got down. You know what I'm saying? And he lives in Romania. He just like, you know, to be honest, he just doesn't go with the whole feminized agenda, which now we all gotta like women are the perfect thing and they can never do no wrong. You know, there's many societies that think different ways, right? You know, it's just another person and another opinion, and it's actually one against like 1,000 to say the opposite. You know, so I think more than anything, it's dangerous because like I tell everybody, it's the idea of useful idiots. Have you heard that concept? That the powers that be, they use people and they get them into power, right? They let you tell you, but when they come into power, they're gonna kick you out. When the indie chop is, hey, what's up? How you doing? All right, laughing there. All right, we got a comment in there. So yeah, that's what I think, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're gonna move into another piece of news. What else is going on in the world? Oh man, did you guys see? I got into this whole thing about Woodstock '99. Have you guys seen the documentary on Netflix?
Yep, I checked it out.
Pretty crazy, right? You know what's funny though, but I feel like, you know, it is, you know what that Woodstock was. I got into college right after that, and I remember that it was still very much. That's when MTV mattered, right? When MTV mattered, it was always like replaying what happened at that concert. It was like a monumental event, but I feel like it was the beginning of like that corporate culture that we live in now, like the corporate festivals, right? Everything is like corporate, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like I feel like, you know, you lose it, right? Long story short, I feel like the whole vibe of that one was. Woodstock was authentically a hippie movement, flower power, right? Which to me, if you think I used to think hippies were cool, I no longer do, right? But they, you know what I'm saying? But Woodstock was at least authentic. They authentically went in there with flower power.
Was corporate.
It was like it changed in generation, dog. You know what I'm saying? That was the
it's kind of like
apex of Gen X.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's going on now where you talk about like Costco or Google or pushing the narrative, right? Or Starbucks, you know, where they're like
They're in everything. Like now they're the revolution.
Yeah, they're the revolution.
Like they
that
figured
doesn't
it
make
out.
sense.
Yeah,
The commercial corporate sector is not the revolution.
Or you were talking about earlier, Joe, right? You said that that they didn't show Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, they didn't. They showed people who played earlier in the day besides Korn, but some of the biggest headliners at that festival were Metallica and Rage Against the Machine, which obviously that's going to be a high intensity crowd.
You know, yeah.
So
and you know what's funny though? Those two bands in the last couple of years, they both had their own little controversies with ticket sales. Like people were saying that Rage Against the Machine is like now Rage with the Machine, like their tickets are like 175, and so did Metallica, right? Have you heard? Remember a little while ago?
Yeah, but you know the biggest thing about this festival was it was put on by promoters, and they say early in the documentary that the Woodstock '94 they lost a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
So this,
that was one before that.
This was in order to make more money. They needed to make money on this festival.
Right.
So, and then the fact that they farmed out all the catering, all the food and stuff, so they were able to charge whatever you wanted for water in a place that was on a tarmac.
Right.
You know, these kids were baking, but yeah, I mean, there were multiple.
Yeah.
On that
interesting.
I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah, man. They're looking like a freaking like a war zone, man.
Yeah.
But just a cool, interesting stuff, I thought, man. Another thing I want to get into, guys. Did you guys see what happened with the CEO of Bed Bath & Beyond?
No.
Did you guys hear?
Yeah.
The guy threw himself off the 100th floor, dog, in his big mansion in New York City, bro.
What?
In front of his wife.
Bro. The bigger thing about that, dog, is what is that a sign of, dog? Is that a sign of things to come? Is the economy going down? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, they were about to file for Chapter 11, right?
Remember back in the back in the days when the old stock market broke, like remember in the movie Titanic?
Everybody was jumping.
Everybody jumped like they killed themselves because like once you get to a certain level of life, dog, to go back down is that's harder than anything, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I think stuff will come out about that, like the reason why he did it. Probably there might be
investigations, right? They must be on his laptops. They must know all of his secrets now. You know what I'm saying? Once they come get you, dog, they come get you, man. All right, man. We're moving along pretty fast, man. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go into. Did you guys hear this thing, dog? The thing with Eris Spears and Tiffany Haddish, dog? Like,
no.
So I've heard about it, but I haven't seen the video because I don't want to. I don't usually stuff like this. I don't like to see. I don't like to put it in my mind, right? But the reason is because people that I kind of respect kind of had a video that did stuff like where, you know what, I've been trying to ignore this, but once I looked into it, it's serious, dog. They did some kind of really inappropriate video with like a kid. It was supposed to be a comedy skit, but the whole thing is about like a molester uncle just being like totally inappropriate.
No, I haven't seen
bad taste.
Yeah, like it truly, like it wasn't like, yeah, dude. But then there's an argument that it was like older. It was like 7 years ago, right? Comedy was different, right? But do you guys think they're gonna survive this, man? Do you think that people will care that much, or will it be something else that in a week we'll never talk about again?
Depends what the media does.
I think Tiffany is she's star power right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't think this is gonna
you
know, she's already come out and kind of trying to get ahead of it. So I think she'll survive.
Yeah, you're right. If anything, this is the end of Eris Spears, but they probably just throw it all on him, but she was already kind of barely hanging on. You know what I'm saying?
Spears already have like a bad,
he does have a little bit of bad rap, right? I'm sure they're gonna just be like, just dump it on the dog and let her go, which shows you who really runs the world these days. Right? Okay, all right, man. Now we last 2 minutes of the segment here. You know what the thing I want to get in here, man? The heat wave, which is going around. Pretty crazy, huh?
Dome, right?
Yeah, man. It's hot everywhere, man. But that's fine. I like the heat. Are you guys hot or cold, guys?
Oh man, I love the heat.
Me too, dog.
I prefer the cold. Man.
I can't function in the cold, man.
This heat's too hot, man. It's too.
And hot. I'm a winter baby, man. I'm a December baby, but
we are tropical people, dog.
I love the heat, man. I don't care how hot it is, man. I love the heat. Me too.
Man. I can deal with it, dog. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with it. All right, man. Now we're gonna get into the meme of the week to wrap up the news. I don't know which one to do, dog, but I think I'm gonna go with this one, man. Doctor poses for a picture. If you listen on the radio, it's a doctor poses for a picture to a child she just mutilated, right? It's a doctor with a puppy, and then I guess she did some kind of taking away the breast of some, and they put it on like it's some kind of celebration, man. Joe, you don't have to comment on this. I don't want you to lose your job, but I find it distasteful, man. That's just terrible, man. She did mutilate that person, man. Especially if that's a child, man. Like, what is going on, dog? Like, what is going on, dude? What is the things that are normal today, dude? They wouldn't have been normal 20 years. People say, like, oh, we're not in the 50s. Bro, this wouldn't have been normal in 2010, dog. Like, things are moving so fast, dog. Like, how could you be a doctor? How could you take an oath to help people, dude? And then you're out there doing this to people, dude. This is my opinion solely, man, but I'm just not down with that, dog, and I'm not afraid to say it, man. Especially if people are young and, impressionable, man. They can't go back on this. You're removing. Dude, I feel guilty to this day that I don't have a tooth in my mouth. I had to get it removed. I was so late. I was so at that time of my life, I was broken, irresponsible with my life that I lost a whole tooth. I feel like I go God something. I'm like, God gonna be like, I gave you 100 pieces, but you came back with 99. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine not having my motherfucking balls, dog. Puta loco. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking suicidal, dog. Like, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the suicide rates or the regrets, right? Nobody wants to talk about that.
I think there's something I came across on social media where there's a documentary they're talking about someone who had an operation and all the stuff that comes after the operation. Like there's things that people don't think about.
Yes, man. That's why, dude. My opinion comes from a place of caring. Like this is not the solution. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, if you feel that way, I totally have empathy. Dude, that must be a terrible way to live. I totally have empathy for that. What I'm saying is this is not the solution. If you look at the numbers and the thing, there are, but people don't want to bring it up in the mainstream. But it ends up being more detrimental.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Think that the infections get caught. There's like they went down this list of everything that problems that occur.
The bodies
sometimes the bottoms don't adjust.
Or sometimes surgery. There's also like levels of surgery and things you pay for. With a millionaire or a famous person that that the surgery they got, that's not the one that you're going to get with your health plan, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You're going to get some much less value.
When I was coming up, the big thing was implants. And I remember that the implants, they would go to Mexico, they would go to another country and do them, and then they would come back and be all fucked up.
Just like the ass plants. That's with the ass, right? The people go to the Dominican and get all fucked up, right? So, interesting times, if you ask me. Not interesting, man. Times that we got to battle against, if you ask me that. All right, man. So that's the news of the week. Last segment before the commercial, which is If I Ruled the World. Thank you. Worldwide news tonight. All right, man. So, okay. That's right, boy. East Coast, my boy Joe from the East Coast. He got appreciation for this.
Represent.
Joe's the cool hip hop cast from the East Coast, man. He was there in the era, man. You know what I'm saying? He saw it all, man.
94 Rugged Raw.
That's right, dog. Rugged and Raw, dog. Way before most of y'all, dog. You know what I'm saying? Way before most of y'all, dog. All right, man. If I ruled the world, this might be a little controversial, but it's still something that I feel strongly about, right? Well, I guess not strongly about, but I just thought about it and I'm down with it. If I ruled the world, there would only be yellow emojis, okay? Only yellow. Only yellow. You know why? Because it's another way to divide.
That's right.
Let's divide again.
That's right.
Now we have this new world, this new metaverse, or whatever world it's in, right? Let's all be the Simpsons. Let's all be yellow the Simpsons, right? Or purple. Let's all be a color that none of us have, because once again, it's an other way to divide us, right? You can't just be the yellow emoji. I got to be Hispanic emoji. I got to be the black emoji. I got to be the Indian. No. Where does it end, dog? Right. It's like we're trying to move on. Okay, we're colorblind or we're not colorblind. Or we do, what it's again, I feel like right now it's just about confusion. It's not even about, because everything has a point. Everybody has a point. Even woke people, it comes from somewhere, right? Conservatives have a point. It comes from somewhere when then people go to extremes, right? But it's like, aren't you just tired of this? So now we made this new world, this new language, but now what? We got to divide it by race again. No. Let's just all have pink hands or red hands.
Whatever.
Something that people aren't, so that we can all be this one thing, right? And I think that the people up there, they know.
Of course they
do
know.
The research.
Of course they know.
Smart people. They go to Stanford. They go to fucking fancy schools. They fucking know. They know, but they do it anyway, right? They want to give you another one. Right? They want to divide you again. And now it's not I could be a man, or I could be a they, or I could be this type of family. Look, it's all just division and identity politics. And that's what we're living through in these times, dude. Identity politics is what we're going through. We're in a culture war. And that's why I preached it. The thing is, dude, I'm from the hood. I was a better leftist than you are right now, dog. When I was on the left, I was way better than what you are right now, dog. So I understand all these point of views, dog. But I've changed to the thing is that, you know what? We're all Americans, dog. Let me tell you something that is very true.
Say it again.
That people say something that is wrong that people repeat over and over. Unity is not our strength. I'm sorry, diversity. Diversity is not our strength. Name the best countries in the world, the countries that work the best, that have the most fairness, that have the most technology, people live the best lives. Name them. Anybody. So, other countries.
They have the best lives.
Yeah, what are the best ran countries, cleanest freeways, best education, the whole
Spain.
night. What else?
Canada.
What else? The Nordic countries, Japan, the Nordic countries, the Arab countries, where there's no crime. You know what those people don't have? Diversity. There is no diversity. They're all one people, right? We can have that too, just like Alexander did, just like the Romans did back in the day when they ruled, because anybody they became Romans, okay? We're all Americans. Yes, we can be this American, that American. It's all great. But we all have to be Americans, okay? We all have to at least have some semblance of we believe in the same thing. We can't have some people pledging to the Legion of the Flag and some people saying 1619. We can't have that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to last. We have to recognize if these things were wrong, and we did. We've had wars, we've done all kind of things, but we can't linger in everything we ever did bad forever. You know what I'm saying? If your parents decided to come here, they came here for a reason. Go for it. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say no. I think when we get caught up, our own freedom is what gets in the way of us being. You know what I'm saying? Because within that freedom, because I'm free here. I could put the different color emoji. I could do that. I could do this, right? When you talk about like
over there, they wouldn't.
It's all one. It's there's a different type of dominant, like coming from the top. It's more of a
authoritarian. You have to do this, right? But right here we have so much. I feel like that we have so much that we look for stuff, and having different color is just again finding stuff to be mad at. If I ruled the world, there would only be yellow emojis or red or some color that nobody is, so that we can all be united.
Have you ever sent the wrong color emoji by accident?
Yeah, have you? I'm about to be harder for you.
Yeah, I have, and I got blasted for it. It was like, why'd you do that? But it wasn't like.
There's an emoji color monitor.
I got big hands, so it scrolled. I scrolled wrong.
It happens.
But and it's like. I feel that, man. I feel yellow emojis. I like it.
We're all the same. It's just another. And what happened? Somebody got mad at you. You picked the wrong one, and they got mad at you.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Why? Okay, commercial break. We'll be back. Half an hour. Peace. All right, good stuff, man. Let me put the bumper.
It will have you saying, wow, baby, at every drink. Gelato is fresh made in small batches.
Great job.
Streets are talking, Jerry. That Michelada time is liquid gold. Where can I find it? Check out our website at
Yo, all right, we're back. All right. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, man. All right, let me see here. All right, guys. CZALEO knows it all. Second half hour of 3. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being in the comments. Thank you for watching. We truly, truly appreciate you. We're here with my guy, Joe Puleo. We're going to get down today. Now we're going to get into everybody's favorite segment, the great fucking movie of the week. Here we go, baby.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah. All right. Now, hey, I think that I figured out some new technology, so we're gonna try something new today. I think I'm gonna be able to do the picture-in-picture. So let me see if I got my tech right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me, man. Here we go. I'm gonna show you guys the first. I'm gonna show you the trailer. All right, but if I did this right, we should be here. Boom, boom.
All right.
Yo. Get your popcorn.
Here we go.
All these years, what have I been telling you?
Yeah, I know. Stay in school, get 2 educations. I know.
That's right. This is my life, not yours. This is not for you. No guns.
I first met Sonny in 1960. I was 9 years old.
I love this movie, man.
He was the #1 man in the neighborhood. And as I grew, he grew in power. He became a boss. And I was his friend.
Wow. Great soundtrack, too. Thanks.
In a world called the Bronx.
Look, I'm your father. I love you. You're breaking my heart.
Sonny, trust me.
That man can never trust anybody. The sooner you know that, the better.
He was caught in a tug of war between his hard-working father.
I tell your son to go to school, to go to...
You don't understand. It's not what you say. It's what he sees. It's the clothes, it's the cars, it's the money.
I treat that kid like he's my son.
He ain't your son. He's my son.
And the man who owned the neighborhood.
Don't you trust anybody?
No.
It's a horrible way to live.
For me, it's the only way.
Is it better to be loved or feared?
I would rather be feared. Because fear lasts longer than love.
What was I gonna do? Run away? Make people think I got no heart?
I mean, what makes you think you're so special? He'll hurt you like anybody.
Sometimes hurting somebody ain't the answer.
I know who you are, Sonny, and I know what you could do. This time you're wrong. You don't fool the man's family.
So what are you gonna do? Fight this?
Stay away from my son!
All right, man. That's enough, dude. Hey, dude, all right.
Great fucking movie.
That is
right,
a
classic movie, dog, right?
One of my favorites for sure.
It just touches on so many topics. The trailer gives a whole lot of them. I'll go into some other clips that I want to talk about, man. But just like the themes of the song, like the important themes of the movie are what? Like fatherhood, right? Like
amazing, man.
It's De Niro, and also like the working man, right? De Niro's just a working man, right? He's just like a regular Joe, right? And he tells him the lesson of like, you know, like working man is really hard, the one that goes out there and works hard, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he's battling because the kid, just like a lot of kids from the ghetto, right? We get caught up. The drug dealers have the nice cars and all that shit, right? So in the beginning of the movie, right? Well, usually I do a little recap. So it's a story of a kid named Colangelo, right? He's this kid that grew up in a neighborhood in the Bronx, but his dad is a regular bus driver. But one day when he's a kid, he witnesses a murder, and the police come to get him and ask him about it. When he knows like the rules of the block back then. There was like neighborhoods, and you just always keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing, right? So he didn't say nothing, so he got respect to the block, even though his dad was sweating it because he was like, man, if he says something, they're gonna come get us.
It's over.
But he didn't. So then once he didn't say something, Sonny, the gangster of the block, just took him under his wing, right? And then we go through this magical summer of him learning about Sonny, kind of becoming a man. He falls in love, you know. Sonny gives him tips, and then his boys they also tells a tale about like New York in that time, right? There was like a lot of racial tension, you know, with the black part of town and the Italians, you know, like
well, they were
right?
they were moving into
the neighborhood, right? Which is like a big topic of like even like the Sopranos and stuff too, right? It's a big even here, right? Everything changes, right? So then it's I don't want to give the end out, right? But just a great movie.
It's
man,
a great,
you know?
but even on that topic, on that point that you touch, I mean, yeah, I don't want to give. I mean, I'm sure people have seen it, but the whole experience of him when he starts dating, you know, the girl, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Oh, so let's go. I have that clip.
Let's
get into that.
Falls in love on the bus.
Yeah. So this is. Well, I have part of it. It's you know what? My girl passed it, says the door test. But my wife, she passed it. And then, you know, but it's a very important. So let me get you. I'm gonna have to fast forward through some points.
I met this girl.
Yes, sir.
I like her and everything, but see, she ain't white. She's from Webster Avenue.
She's a colored girl.
Yeah.
You like this girl?
I do, but I don't want to hear all the guys. I don't want to hear their
Fuck
mouths.
those kids. Be careful, I'm gonna end up dead or in jail anyway. Nobody cares. The only thing that matters is what's good for you and how you feel about each other.
Amen to that. You hear that, dude? Anybody going through stuff about love, whoever you love, that's what matters, man. How about how you guys feel about each other, man? And nobody cares.
Nobody cares, bro.
Nobody. That's another big lesson.
You know what? And you shouldn't care if
they care now, dog. You care. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Love who you want to love, man.
Mickey Mantle doesn't pay your rent.
That's right, dog. There's no problem. He drives backwards,
You're alone late at night in bed, just you and her under the covers.
He can do all he wants.
That's all that matters, see. You gotta do what your heart tells you to do. I'm gonna tell you something right now. You're only allowed 3 great women in your lifetime.
I love this, man. I love this part right here. You only allow 3 great women in your lifetime. This is great. Listen up.
They come along like the great fighters, once every 10 years. Rocky Marciano, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. Sometimes you get them all at once. Me, I had my 3 when I was 16. That happens. What are you gonna do?
I love that. That happens. What are you gonna do?
Forget about it.
I had my 3 at 16. What are you gonna do?
Maybe she's your first great one.
Thanks a lot, son. I think I'm gonna go for it.
She's a good kid, this girl.
I don't know. I just met her yesterday, but I hope so.
Here's what you do. Tomorrow you borrow my car.
You don't lend anybody a car.
It's all right. I'm gonna lend you my car. I want you to make a good impression. You borrow my car, and then you give her the test.
What, the Mario test?
Mario's a fucking psycho. What do you listen to this kid for? You give her my test. You give her the door test.
The door
What's
test.
the door test?
All right, listen to me. You pull her right where she is, right? Before you get out of the car, you lock both doors. Then you get out of the car, you walk over to her. You bring her over to the car. You take out the key, put in the lock, open the door for her. Then you let her get in. Then you close the door for her. Then you walk around the back of the car and you look through the rear window. If she doesn't reach over, lift up that button for you so you can get in, dump her.
Just like that?
Listen to me, kid. If she doesn't reach over, lift up that button for you so you can get in. That means she's a selfish broad, and all you're seeing is the tip of the iceberg. You dump her, and you dump her fast.
Yeah, what about all the beautiful things you just told me, though? Do what my heart tells me to do. It's all that matters. Find someone to pull into myself. I mean, hey, this could be one of the great ones.
Bullshit, kid. The door test, that's what counts. You dump her, and you dump her fast.
Dump her?
Dump her.
That's right. Dump her. Okay, great, dude. What'd you say? All right, dude. You know, just give it them game, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things people need these days. Just that great, the off the door test. Just that whole scene saying so the way he drives backwards, he just such a gangster in the neighborhood, right? Yeah. Also, he had no problem with him dating a black girl, right? Like people always think, all Italian, no, dude. Right. Like, or I would think most if you live in a big city, you can't really be racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you actually base your life on your life experiences, right? That means that you know the difference between a good person of this color and a bad person of this color, dog. Like I'm a hood fool, right? But like I always say, like I'm Salvadoran, dog. That doesn't mean that I defend all Salvadorans. Okay, I know a shady ass Salvadoran fool when I see one, and it is my duty to tell my non-Salvadoran good people that hey, be careful for this
Don't
motherfucker.
trust him.
Don't trust this motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that we're all together. No, I'm together. My race is good people. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the good people, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my group. You know
La Suprema.
La Suprema, dog. Right? But anyway, dog, right? That's a great scene, right? It's just like
amazing scene
about like manhood, dog, and like growing up still, dog, right? You know what? You're from the East Coast, Joe. I mean, was it like that, dog? I love all the whole genre, the whole world, man. Was there a time when it really was like that? I mean,
I didn't grow up in the 50s and 60s.
Okay, but in
the 70s,
is it a good? Is it like I can tell you, like Men in Society? It's very close to like how real motherfuckers are out here. I can tell you that it was a very close. Yeah. You know, to how it
depiction.
Is. I mean, or are these close to depictions to how it was?
Yeah, I mean, this was supposed to be based on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx, which Arthur Avenue is like a very Italian neighborhood. You still see this to this day, but
right.
This kind of racial tension, it was that way when I was growing up. I mean, you definitely.
Well, let me ask you something. Was like the mafia like you really felt their presence? Like you get on like, hey, that guy's a fucking Lucchese. Like
I don't think it's like it is here. Like as far as gangs go and stuff like that. I mean, you would know.
It was more discreet.
Yeah, it was more discreet and stuff. Even some of my my father's friends and stuff, I didn't know necessarily exactly what they were into, but I knew they were into something. It was like, hey, Joey, you look just like your father. Hey, come here. Like we would go and see some of his friends, and he'd be like, your buddy needs to wait in the car.
Really?
While we go in, like things like that.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it was crazy, but you know, I mean, yeah.
Just okay. You know what? Let me do two more clips that I want to talk about here, man, that I think are important. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. All right. This scene right here.
Do I have talent, Dad?
Of course you have talent. You got all the talent in the world.
Can I be a baseball player?
You can be anything you want to be. Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do the right thing, then nothing happens. But when you do right, guess what? Good things happen. You hear me?
You're right.
Wasted talent. That was something my father would talk about all my life.
Come on, let's hurry so we can catch the start of the game.
Wasted talent. It's a big theme in the movie, right? And it's funny because even the actor, he ended up kind of wasting his talent, dude. He ended up going to jail, right? The guy that played Colosio. He
was in a shot.
Man.
Shot a cop.
He ended up drug deal. He ended up he became like a big drug head, dog, and he ended up messing up his whole life. But you know what? It's a theme for all of us in life. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely wasted a lot of time and a lot of my talent. You know what I'm saying? But it's never over. You know what I'm saying? We're all in it to win it every day, right? I think it's wasted talent if you give it up, dog. You know what I'm saying? But hey, sometimes people make it at 19, sometimes people make it at 65, sometimes people make it somewhere in between, right? So, you know, depending on what your talent is, right? If your talent was playing baseball, maybe when you're 45, maybe it's time. It's too late, right? But if you can do other things, dog, you can still do something, dog. So
you can coach.
But yeah, you know, you can coach, right? You can coach, you can have kids, you can raise up your kids, right? But it is true, right? If you have kids, you know, get the best out of them. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that it is true, right? I don't have a father figure around. I wish somebody would have squeezed some more talent out of me, right? But either way, I'm in it to win it still, right? And then that's what I try to do with my kids, right? Because I think kids, especially boys, you're supposed to challenge them and get the most out of them, right? Now, that doesn't mean that now whatever they produce, but try to get it out of them. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an important tale of that movie, man. So there's another scene that I really like. Oh, this is dope, man. Let me see, where's it at? The biker scene. They go outside and pull up to the neighborhood, right? Get through this.
Oh yeah.
So they're there. They make a big ruckus, right? They're up there, so then everybody notices them in the neighborhood. So let me go see what's going on here, right? He shows up as a gentleman. As a gentleman.
Properly, he's gonna have to leave. Properly? Jimmy, what's wrong with the way we're dressed?
What's up?
This gentleman ain't dressed right. I asked him to leave.
Is there a problem then?
Problem is, your man here says we're not properly dressed. Like our money ain't green. We just want a couple of beers.
A few beers, that's it.
That's it. We'll be on our way.
He was reasonable.
Trouble.
Spoke like a gentleman. Give me the beers. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Spoken like a gentleman. Give him a beer. That's right. Right. It's what men do. It's about respect, right? And what happens? Sometimes you give people a name, it's not gonna
Got some brews down here. Nice cold ones.
You know what I'm saying?
Get some nice cold brews. Come on. Two over here, huh? Hey!
Oh,
Next
you
thing you
again,
know,
huh?
they start getting rowdy,
Very
right?
nice. Now he's gotta leave. I'll tell you when the fuck we leave, all right? Get the fuck away from me.
Uh-oh. Now respect is gone, dog. Okay.
Go watch the bites, man.
Okay.
Oh, go watch the bites.
Now you can't leave.
I will never forget the look on their faces. All 8 of them. Their faces dropped. All their courage and strength was drained right from their bodies. They had a reputation for breaking up bars. But they knew that instant they made a fatal mistake. This time they walked into the wrong bar.
Come on, motherfucker! Come on, you scrappy motherfucker!
Ooh! That's right, baby. Nothing like violence. Yeah. All right, let me see here. All right, what was that? Let me see here. Boom. All right, man. That was a great scene, right? He's like, now use cat leaves. Originally, he went up there like a gentleman. Dog. He was like, "Hey, there's a problem." And then that fool was a gentleman. Michael was like, "Hey, my bad, we just want a beer." You know what? You're right. Spoken like a gentleman, dog. This life, especially here in LA, stuff. Respect, homie. If you deal with respect, people will treat you with respect, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody should do. Right. You know what I'm saying? He had a point, dog. But then they got rowdy, dog.
Took advantage of that,
motherfucker. Don't be thinking because you're in a dude. Don't think because you have 8 people, dude. You never know, dog.
Kindness for weakness.
Yeah, dog. Don't be taking people's kindness for weakness because they will flip it on your ass, dog. It's true, dog. When he says at that point, I allowed their face because, dude, fear is a motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's funny, like when people, like, you know, with certain situations, you see people just shrink, dog. You know, people's nature is fight or run, dog. Right. What is it? Like fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And they bring that up in the movie earlier. Would you rather be loved or feared?
Oh, that's another big lesson of the movie. Another great lesson, dog. And you know what? One that fear is that he was right. Sonny was right. I think COVID taught us all that. Fear fucking defeats everything. Fear defeat the last 2 years. Fucking Sonny was 100% bingo on the spot, dog. Right.
And they talk about that because, you know, most of his friends, you know, feared him, and that's why they gave him everything.
That's right.
They were so scared of him.
Yeah, he's at the end when he died, like nobody cared. They weren't even there no more.
Right.
They weren't even there, man.
Yep.
You know, so
and they also speak about to his wasted talent because he was,
really?
You know, he read Machiavelli. He was like, you know, he was.
You're right, dog. He could have done more.
Yeah, he had so much more potential, but he got caught up in that, and at the end of the day, he lost his life because of it.
You know what? I never really saw that angle, big dog. You're right, dog. That's fucking dope, dog. Man, great fucking movie, everybody. Bronxdale.
I loved it,
man. Make sure you guys check it out. Some pictures from the movie. The guys hanging out. Bronxdale. Great movie, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. Check it out when you get a chance, man. All right, man. So now we're going to move on to the other favorite segment around here. Are you ready to go down the rabbit hole of conspiracies with me, Joe?
Sure.
We're going down a rabbit hole, man. One that kind of ties into my monologue today. We're going to go down the rabbit hole of the Stanford Prison Experiment. Have you guys ever heard of this? The Stanford Prison Experiment?
Yep.
So it was actually a movie. Joe, you said you worked on the images for it, right?
I worked on some of the images, retouched some of the images for the movie promotional.
We told you, Joe's in the business. Capiche? Okay, he does big things. Hey. All right. So long story short, in Stanford, a couple like in the 70s, right, there was this guy that he decided to do an experiment, right? He decided to put together an experiment using the students of Stanford, right? It's gone on to be, you know, quite, you know, it's controversial just the fact that it wasn't even really an experiment, man, right? But what happened is he decided to put all of these, what was the guy's name? Hold on a second here. Philip Zimbardo, that was his name. Philip Zimbardo, right? At Stanford University, right? So he was actually trying to be like revolutionary and go and do like stuff against prison reform. So what he did was he did an experiment where he put these students together. It was supposed to be for 2 weeks, and they were going to be in a pretend prison, right? Half of them will be guards, half of them will be prisoners, right? And see what would happen, right? Long story short, most of them wanted to be prisoners because they thought they'd be there hanging out. Next thing you know, but they made it really real. They made they made signs everywhere. This is this. They made it super fucking realistic, right?
Even as far as going to arrest them.
Yeah, they did like a physical arrest. They had like Stanford police come, and they were like Stanford. They had signs. Yeah. They had like a trial. Like it was like a real thing, right?
Yep.
Once the guards got power, dog, they tripped on the power. They weren't really guards, bro. But there was this one fool that his name was Tex or something like that. He's gone on to say that he was just really acting. He's an actor, right? But dude, he was like, I'm a guard then. So then next thing you know, dog, and then they were like, you know, he was like, I'm a real pig, like I treat him like the pigs do and shit. So he started being like, they started fucking fools up, right? People were trying to rebel. They're like, this is the experiment. I don't want that. There was like, but the thing is, there was these key words that you had to say, like, I want the experiment to be over. That if you said that, then you're out. But nobody, they would say like, I want to go home. I want to get the fuck out of here. And since they didn't say the key words, they will keep them in there. They were like, shut up, you know. Like eventually, like I told you, dog, if you'll become a Nazi too, dog. You know what I'm saying? Right. As soon as they had a little bit of power, dog, and all of a sudden they start wearing shades, and the guards, they just took it really serious, dog. They fucking took it to another level, dog.
Yeah, they would spray stuff in the cells.
Yeah, dog. They were like, shut up.
Put people in the hole.
Yeah, dog. Like they started fucking tripping, dog. You know. And then the prisoner fools were like. They didn't want to leave. The whole thing was supposed to last 2 weeks. It only ended up lasting 6 days, and then only broke up because his girlfriend but then also, so that's what happened, right? So then, but what happened also sucks because the findings weren't published in a medical review because actually the experiment has a lot of holes in it. The fact that people knew what they were doing, the fact that they knew they were going to be pushed, it already fucks it all up. And also, he inserted himself. He would tell people like, "Be a guard." Like he kind of
he was
inserted
the
himself.
warden.
Yeah,
right?
but he wasn't supposed to, right? So he didn't publish it in Scientific Record. He ended up publishing it in New York Magazine. So it became like a national sensation. To this day, it's still so then people really read it and fucking were like, this is fucking for sure. Like human nature is that. So then instead he ended up fucking up prison reform because people were like, no, human nature of prisoners is prisoners. Like it is what it is. So they actually made prison harder and shit. That's what people say, right? So but the thing is, it caught like the zeitgeist, it caught wave, and then right exactly like 4 months after was that big riot in Attica, where all those people died. So then they get, Caesar is problem. So then he became super famous off of it. Long story short, they made him like this. Like, you know how now there's a lot of like, that's why I always say, dog, like science and stuff, or any like scientist that's like on TV and stuff, they're fucking like, they have egos. Scientists and doctors are just like everybody else, and they have egos just like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, sometimes there's sometimes true, there's sometimes there isn't, dog, but just an interesting rabbit hole about human nature, how things collapse quickly. You know what I'm saying? Things quickly collapse. People quickly forget who they are, man. So, like I said, an interesting rabbit hole about human nature, right? It gets interesting too about, like I said, the aftermath, right? There's people, people say like, well, technically it wasn't a scientific experiment. The guy himself is really interesting, right? The students themselves and what they had to say, like all of a sudden it was like torture, dog. Like, and then here's the one key I want to say. Remember, here's what key to it, dog. These are Stanford kids. You know who the Stanford kids are not today? They're Silicon Valley. All the people who make all your fucking apps and are controlling you, as soon as they got a little bit of power, what did they do? They started fucking enslaving people. What do you think they're gonna do with all these apps and all this information and all your data? All these good. Don't be ill. I'm a nerd. I wear colorful hair. I have colorful hair.
Send your emoji. Send your emoji.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're a good person. That doesn't mean you could easily be evil too, motherfucker. So people don't be believing. I always say nerds are evil. I don't believe in them motherfuckers. But that's another thing, dog. The rabbit hole of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out when you have a chance. All right. All right, man. So now we're going to get into things that your daddy should have taught you. All right.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to teach you how to be responsible. It's like your little friends across the street. They don't have anybody to show them how to do that. They don't. You're going to see how they end up, too.
That's right. Things your daddy should have taught you. Okay, this is a quick one and an important one. All right. Don't be a fucking hater. Okay. Don't be a hater. Okay. 50 Cent has made a career of being a hater. Don't hate, okay? If somebody in life is succeeding and doing more than you at a certain moment, don't hate. Learn from it, right? That little bit of shame you feel at the moment, turn that around and make it a lesson. Learn. What is he doing that I'm not? Why is this guy in this room shining and I am not? There's something, if you're hating, it's because it's actually hating on yourself. You're reflecting on something that I am lacking, okay? If somebody's trying something, don't bring them down. Hey, fuck it. If I don't like it, ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate. It only, what is it like say? Is it hatred or jealousy is like drinking, it's like poisoning yourself and expecting somebody else to die. Have you ever heard that? Right? So, now, especially now in the time we live in the gram and all that, everybody, you only see the highlights, okay? the gram, it's not the truth, okay? Everybody fucking still gets sick, everybody gets sad, everybody gets dumped, everybody loses money, everybody makes money, Don't be a hater, you know what I'm saying? Don't hate on another man, right? And if you do, if a man, recognize it, be able to say, this fool could probably whoop my ass, man, I should probably get my fighting up better. Your fool got way more money than me, dog. I gotta get my hustle up. You know what I'm saying? Their success does not mean your failure. You know what I'm saying? You're only a failure if you stick in it and you try to bring them down instead of bringing yourself up. Just bring yourself up. All right?
Interesting.
What you guys think, man? That's another thing. Huh?
Always do your best.
That's right. Always do your best,
That's
right?
it.
That's all you can do, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, man.
Who are you really competing with, right?
Yeah, you're only competing with yourself, man. Don't be a hate. Don't go out of the way. I'm a bit of a troll. I can be a troll. I can hate on big things every now and then. You know what I'm saying? No. But I don't genuinely hate you. I don't want to bring people down. You know what I'm saying? I might want to bring ideas down, right? But I recognize that people who I don't like, usually they come from a good place. Like I said, I respect you if you're down for you. If you truly believe what you believe, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? So
I think in our culture, we tend to hate a lot. And
jealousy.
Yeah, that's true. It's
like in Borat. My neighbor, he has clock radio. I get clock radio. He gets clock radio. That's how fucking Hispanic people are. Oh, me. Oh,
yeah.
You got a car?
Oh,
you're working? How much are they paying you? Who the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, how much did you pay for it? Oh, did you get a lease?
Or you get the you got a car.
Did you get a lease? Like, if you ask questions like that, you're just giving away your fucking jealousy. You're like, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't be. It's none of your business. It's rude to ask, dude. You know what I'm saying? But así la gente, dude. That's how people are. Man.
I thought that was always understood. You just don't ask.
Yeah,
ask
no,
people
do it. Don't fuck
ethnic
people. I bet you Filipinos are up here saying, "Oh, my mom did the same way too," and shit. You know, fucking all up in. You got that. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. The last little segment, man, before we go into a commercial break, the overall lowering of standards. What is it right here? Oh, I want to talk about this real quick, man. I am an AYSO coach right now because nobody will step up, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a quick kick-ass job. We're going to be the best team that ever lived, right? But I've been going through their trainings, bro. This training shows why USA will never win the World Cup and why we're probably going to lose World War III, bro. I haven't had a regular job in a long time, man. I know that the world of this HR world is out of control, dog. The questions that they go through, dog, and the way that we're supposed to coach, it's fucking ridiculous, dog. It shows all this weakness, dog. Our litigious society, you cannot do nothing. We're supposed to go, you can't win. You can't scream at them. They had the 3 L's. One of the L's was like long talks. Good coaches don't have. What the fuck are you talking about? Coaches are supposed to here to learn. You're supposed to improve. The kids are already 10 to 12. They're little men. Okay, we're not supposed to. You try. No, dude. Just the amount of trainings, dog. It's like fucking 30 hours, dog, of all this stupid stuff. It's like we live in this world where like human beings today. I'm not just with HR departments today. When you go it's just gotten so bureaucratic. It's so you have to do this training in case somebody cuts their hand. Psychological. Everybody's a rapist. Every uncle is like, fuck, dude. It's like, what the hell is happening in this country, dog? Is this what everybody goes to when you get a new job? Is this what your trainings are going through? Because it's, oh my God, that makes you never want to go outside, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is it over litigiousness or do we really live in all this danger? The kids can't break their legs anymore, dog? You know, the kids can't fall, kids can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it's just overall just this wussification of our country, dog. Everything is so soft and everything is like it's either because of softness or litigiousness. People don't want to lose freaking money because everybody sues about everything. Excuse me. All right, commercial break. See you in 30 minutes.
Or relationships, most people are frustrated with how life is evolving around them. What if you could change one thing to turn your life in a different direction? Would you want the insight? How could you transform your life with intuitive awareness? Learn more. Get answers today. Book a free discovery session with Coach Zena, intuitive transformational practitioner. Go to www.coachzena.com or follow on Instagram, coach.askzena.
Yo, this is Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, and even though they extra as hell, check out Never Not Extra on TGN Network.
That's right.
Y'all gotta have notes, cue cards, teleprompter.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mysterious Jax from Ladies Night Radio Show. That's right, the entertaining, fun show with Cheeseman, hot topics, and just all girl talk. This show is for the ladies, so make sure you catch it every Friday at 7:30 with me and my ladies, only on TGN Latinx.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Yeah, boy, we back, boy. That's right, baby. CZALEO knows it all. Our final half an hour, man. We've been having a dope show today. We're having a dope show today. A great show today, man. All right, we're going to get to know our boy Joe a little bit more. He's going to give us a little bit of that East Coast flavor. Some of that prosciutto, that gabagoo. You know what I'm saying? But first, we're going to do... we're going to do some... we're going to do the Hollywood Tales, okay? This is my personal favorite segment. Hollywood Tales, man. Today, we got a good one. Let me bring in the... I got my little music. Hold on. We're California dreaming, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, as you know, Joe, you're a transplant to this area, right? You're one of the many people who have made your journey to this magical land called Los Angeles, right? The land of sunshine, the land of milk and honey, the crossroads of many, many people and many, many paths and many stories to tell, right? So today we're going to have an interesting story. One of the sons of this city, a guy that I used to really look up to when I was a kid. I thought he was awesome, man. A gentleman by the name of River Phoenix.
Amazing actor,
right?
Singer.
The movie that everybody remembers him from more than anything is, of course, Stand By Me, dog. Stand By Me is a classic ass movie, dog. Heart-wrenching, right? And the thing is, he played kind of like the trouble kid, right? But he was the trouble kid who was actually the good kid, right? He did the right thing, right? River Phoenix, grew up here in the LA area, right? He was an up-and-coming actor, right? The thing that's really sad about him that I remember, I really think that like Leo was in his spot right now. Like had River Phoenix lived, Leo DiCaprio would not be who Leonardo DiCaprio is today. They're like the same era, the same genre. I'm sure they were going for the same roles. There's other guys too that I like to mention, but this is like a certain era of like young kid actor, But he's a Hollywood tip because he's like many tips, right? Kids who come to this town and then the town sucks them up, dog, right? And one mistake, and he's gone, right? He ended up dying, too young, right, of a drug overdose right there at Johnny Depp's Viper Room, right? It was a very famous place for many years in Hollywood. I think it's still there. I don't know if they still call it the Viper Room. It's still there. It's still there, right? It's still there, yeah. It's still there, right? So it's the tale of not just somebody with so much talent, dude. He actually grew up. People say that he kind of grew up like in this kind of religious. His family was very close. People said there was a time when people thought he was like in a cult because he said something, but then his brother said later on that he said that to play around because people kept asking him about it. But he grew up in his church, right? And their family's actually kind of normal. His brother's Joaquin Phoenix. Everybody knows who Joaquin Phoenix is, right? He's gone on to become a great actor himself, and they try to stay out of Hollywood. Right, they work in Hollywood, but they try not to be Hollywood people because to this day they blame what happened to their son and brother because of the Hollywood lifestyle, right? And he was just he had really gotten critical acclaim. He had that song, that movie, My Own Private Idaho,
right,
which was like critical acclaim, right? I think a lot of his, even that because My Own Private Idaho, he played a gay character, right? I think even Entourage took a lot of that storylines of his life a little bit too, because there was always in Entourage, they were like, you got to play gay to win an Oscar, right? And it's true, like that's something that happened in Hollywood. But he was doing that. He was in that role. He was with a young Keanu Reeves, right? Him and Johnny Depp hung around. He was just he was just talent. He had what you call it, right? That it factor, right? Like when you saw him, he was just about to blow, right? Like he was gonna be in Vampire Diaries, right? He was gonna be a part of that. Who was in that? Brad Pitt. It was like it was a big star making vehicle, right? A great actor, somebody that you just hate to tell, like this town, it just gets people, it was an overdose, right? And then nowadays, be careful, guys. There's a lot of bad drugs around these days. If you take drugs, guys, just be careful, man. You know what I'm saying? Because one little mistake, man, and you're out of here. Do you guys remember River Phoenix?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Fan.
Yeah, right. He was he had talent, right? He was
incredibly humble from what
really
I read.
What you've read. Have you ever, like in your circle, do you know anybody that used to know him?
No, I know people who know Joaquin pretty well, but nobody who knew River.
Nobody who knew River, right? But and even that, you think was that his real because they all have like Rain Phoenix, River Phoenix, that's their real names.
His real name, yeah.
And their kids, that's one of the things I told you, man. Their parents were kind of hippies. You know what's funny? Like I'm telling you, as a kid, I always thought the hippies were cool. As I've gotten older, now I'm like fucking dirty hippies who in the country, dog. All them damn drugs and the counterculture is what ended up being all fucked up now, dog. If you ask me, dog. My opinion only, right? But
A lot of people who aren't hippies do drugs too.
True, that's true. No, yeah, that's true. 100%, 100%.
And a lot of people who aren't hippies are dirty and smelly as well.
Yeah, great point, dog. Great freaking point, dog. But he's also had like a legacy, dog. Like he's kind of still remembered. He's considered like the James Dean of his era, right? Oh, perfect, right? Like gone too soon, dog. Like, oh man, like what? Just like or like Nipsey Hussle, right? Somebody that like was, man, like right at their peak, dog. Right when everything was just because that's where he was already. Oh, he was like Oscar nominated, right? He was dating the right girls, right? He was with the right directors, dude. Like it just could have been something, dog. And then he was also a musician. He actually did music. He was like a rock star. He had some real talent. He was starting to become activist, right? About like what most actors do, like environment and animal rights or something, right? Like. At least there's something, right? I know some, he meant well, they've had like, there's bands in like Australia named after him. There's been like TV shows named after people have made songs like the death of, even like, what's his name? What's the rapper from Hawthorne, the black dude? That he's gay now. What's his name? Tyler, the Creator. Yeah. He mentions him in some of his lyrics and shit, right?
Tyler. Yeah.
Just all that, man. It's just somebody who has who has what the word I look for? Transponded, who has transcended into the American. I'm sorry, go for it.
Yeah, Chili Peppers wrote a song about it.
Yeah, Chili Peppers, and he was Flea was there. Flea was there that night that he died.
Oh, was he?
They were like buddies. Yeah, so he was like just part of the Hollywood. He was in
part of the Hollywood scene.
He was in. He was in and on his way. I'm telling you, he would be Brad Pitt, dog, or he would be Leo today. One of those fools would not be who they are today had he lived. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely think that.
Great loss.
Yeah, great loss. So rest in peace to River Phoenix. Shout out to his family, his very talented family. If you ever have a chance, watch his movies, man. You're gonna enjoy it because the man knew what he was doing. A true thespian. Rest in peace, River Phoenix. All right, man. That is that for today. And now we're gonna move on to get to know our boy Joe. You know what's on that, Joe?
EPMD.
Not close. It's Rapid Forte. Not Rapid Forte Players Club. Now, homie, what you all about, fool? All right, Joe. We got Joe in the hot seat today. We're gonna find out if our guy Joe Puleo is a good guy, if he's out here doing good things, or if he is an evil character. We'll find out today. All right, Joe. The first question that we ask everybody in this show is: did we land on the moon?
Yes.
We did.
Yeah.
You fully believe that?
Yes.
No doubt about it?
Yes.
Really? That you don't have a limit? Have you seen those documentaries about us maybe not doing it?
The flat moon or the round moon?
The round moon. I don't want to. Let's not get too deep. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay. In 1969, we made it up there. We planted the flag. It's all legit.
Yeah, man.
All right, tight. That's what. Yeah. All right. He's with it. He's with it.
Why else would they make that ice cream? That moon ice cream.
I don't know. Maybe. All right, man. Okay, Joe. What do you do? What are the in and outs of your job and career?
I manipulate photos. I'm a photo retoucher for a company called Revolve Clothing.
Okay, wonderful.
But I have retouched for some of the biggest photographers in the world.
Nice, man. Yeah, we've seen you have quite a portfolio, man. A lot of Source magazines, a lot of Vanity Fair.
Thank you.
A lot of celebrities, right? Some of the names that you've retouched.
Jay-Z, album covers, Snoop, Eminem, Encore.
Big time stuff.
I was fortunate enough to work with a lot of great people.
How would somebody get into that job? How would somebody get into that career that you have had?
I was, the way I got into it is I went to school for graphic design and illustration. And when I was living in New York City, I took a job with a company as a film scanner, where this is when, before digital cameras, where people would shoot film, and I started scanning these photos in so people could digitally manipulate them. And from that, I started sitting behind people who were retouchers and just learning from them, soaking it up, taking all that knowledge. And that's how I got into it. I went from scanning to retouching and
just working hard and being at the right place.
Right place, right time, following some good artists.
Nice, man. Yeah. Nice, man. No, I think a lot of people these days think that you have to get in at the position that you want to be at. No, you have to get at the bottom, right? And then find your way up, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Jackson, New Jersey, which is about, 15 minutes from the Jersey Shore. So
nice.
grew up going to the Jersey Shore.
A lot of Guidos?
A lot of Guidos, a lot of Bennies. I don't know if you know what a Benny is.
Nah, explain to me. What is a Benny?
Bennies are people who drive to the Jersey Shore from New York. From North Jersey, and we always say Benny's go home.
Really? He's not OG.
Get the fuck back up there. Don't come down here, because most of the people who actually the Jersey Shore show are based on are friggin' Bennies.
Right.
So they give us a bad rap.
They're not even real
from
Jersey
Staten
guys.
Island, North Jersey. So
Long
they come
Island.
down there and they get all drunk and they act a fool, and that's what the show is about.
Oh shit, that's
They're not
crazy.
from the Jersey Shore, they're Bennies.
Fucking Bennies.
They should have called it Benny Shore.
Fucking
Benny Shore. Okay.
So is Jersey like the Sopranos? Are there a lot of Sopranos?
There's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff like that. I mean, yeah.
Or would you say that? Would you say was it like that always, or would you say that once the Sopranos came out, people kind of going extra, acting that way? Did that happen?
Yeah, people, of course, once they get a little
fame, they start kind of a little extra with
acting
it.
like that. But I always grew up. I mean, my family. I grew up in a Polish and Italian family. My mother's Polish and my father was Italian. I'm a second generation Italian Polak.
Ooh,
and
nice.
And
you guys got a lot of good sausage
we
peppers.
had a lot of brajol, all that stuff. But we also have gołąbkis and
nice
Polish dumplings. But we grew up with huge family gatherings. I mean,
Nice.
hundreds of people playing horseshoes, pig roasts, all that stuff.
That's interesting. Now that segues perfectly to a question I want to ask you, dog. It's like I have this theory, like something I don't get, like with West Coast white people. Like right now, you said it, dog. Like all my life, and always when I would watch TV, I'll be like, it seems like East Coast white people are still ethnic. Like they'll know that they're Polacks or Italians or Irish. It's still part of the identity. But California white people, they're just white. Like growing up, they're never tell you like, it's like totally dead. They're just. Is that true? Do you see it that way
too? Yeah, I don't understand that. I was always brought up proud to be Italian American and Polish American.
Okay, so there is a difference.
I am American,
right?
but I'm
Right.
Italian American. I'm
Right.
Polish American. I would challenge that you're a Salvi American.
Right. Why is it the West Coast white? They just lose it. They just totally forget it. Like it's not a thing.
Because they're cool, bro.
They're too cool, bro.
They just want to hang. No one cares.
Right, dude. It's such a weird thing, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I always want to know where people are from.
There's like,
what are you from?
Yeah, they're like flavorless white people out here.
Teach me about your culture. Teach me about your side. Where you guys are from. I love that.
All right, another thing you might where are all the tough white boys? Where'd they go? Now, where did all the 80s?
You sit next to him, dog. Come on, dog. Come on,
nice, dog. All right, that's what I want to hear, dog. But where'd the rest of them go, dog? Where did all the Guns N' Roses guys, the guys from
those guys are tough. They wore makeup.
Well, but you know what? But they will still kick your ass. But they will still kick your ass. Guns N' Roses. The guys
Or
before,
hit me with a studded belt.
What are the other guys? What are the guys from Jersey who are famous? What's his name? Bon Jovi.
Or
those rock and go. What happened?
Well, the thing that bugs me about, I love Bruce.
Okay.
And I even I was in one of Bon Jovi's videos. One of the first videos. I cut out of school that day to go to the video to be in it. But these guys, they're from Jersey. But if you listen to Bruce talk now, he's singing like this. He has a little twang. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? He should be singing "Born in the USA." But I love Bruce. I mean, I am a Bruce fan. So.
He kind of got a little bit of the woke virus, if you ask me, dog.
There is a lot of machismo in the city. Obviously, a lot of they call them, on Jersey Shore, they call them the big muscleheads and stuff.
Right,
Guidos.
Right. Guidos, huh? All right. Let me see here. What other cool questions I have for you, dog?
I want to bring a little Bon Jovi in.
There we go, dog.
Oh yeah,
I love this shit, dog.
See, here's that country twang, man. It's all the same.
I love this song. This is dope.
It's one of my go-to karaoke songs.
All right, man. What is your favorite Latino dish to eat?
Mine is definitely chili relleno.
Oh, nice. Chili relleno. We know that you're married to a Salvadoran queen. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's right, dog. Got his own Latina queen.
Keeps me fed very well.
Nice, man. Nice, big dog. All right, man. What is your education level?
I graduated from Fairleigh Dickinson University and took additional classes at Parsons School of Design in New York.
Is Dickinson like a liberal college? Is that like a small school or is it a regular school?
It's a big school. It's a university.
Okay, nice. Nice, man.
Yep, right across from Drew University in North Jersey.
Nice.
That school is about 10 minutes outside of Manhattan.
Nice,
right next to Giant Stadium.
Nice. What, in your opinion, are the most authentic Jersey movies? What movie has really gotten Jersey or TV show?
Most authentic. I mean, I love Sopranos, but that's you know kind of fictionalized gangster stuff. But there's
but they have some everyday regular life in it, right? That kind of right?
Yeah. And I actually really like, I don't know, corny, romantic, but Garden State.
Oh, Garden State was great. That is a great. That with the dude from Scrubs.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that was that one.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, what was the dude? That was Caucasian, the actor.
Zach Braff.
The other guy. He was his best friend. He's actually a big actor. Caucasian or something like that was his name.
Oh man,
the guy who was his friend that dug him up at the end. He's big now.
Oh my god, do I have to search?
Skarsgård.
Peter Skarsgård.
One of those.
He's married to. Isn't he married to Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. Yep. Him. He was good in that movie. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What is the future?
Jersey Boys too, though the movie Jersey Boys.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen that yet.
That was a good movie. I saw that.
Oh, yeah. Nice. What do you see the future of Hollywood, man? Has the wokeness, is that still taking over? Is it going away? Is the industry coming back? Is there going to be a lot of movies? Is it getting smaller?
I mean, it's just, I think Hollywood, in my opinion, it's turning into the music industry in that shit's just coming out too fast, man. It's like too fast for you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
People used to wait for movies and go, and it was like an event.
Right.
Now it's like in the movies, and then a month later it's on streaming. Some of them are out the same time.
Yep.
Same with, it used to be a privilege to be a movie star, you know. Now I don't understand half these rappers or half these artists. Like, how are they even making money? How do they have money to make these albums? It used to be, who is signing them?
Yeah, it's like
how
the
could
cheapening.
everybody you know?
It's like everything is getting cheaper, man. Or like it's the social media too, because now it's like I'm getting into, it's like you have to always be present, right? Or else people forget about you. But the thing is, before music, it's art. It will take a while. You would have to drop something, then go away.
Right.
But now you can't go away.
Right.
If you go away, they forget you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's like you're rushing to make everything.
And it's disposable. It's like you listen to that album and
disposable.
Tell
It
me,
means nothing.
Tell me what track is number 5 on you know,
Nobody gives a
like
shit.
nobody cares.
Like,
it just all bleeds together.
Yeah, it used to mean something. Now your CD collection, like, defined you as a person.
Like tactile,
you know,
holding your albums, looking at it,
liner
reading the
notes,
lyrics,
everything.
Yeah, it was like liner notes. It would mean something, right? Now it means nothing.
Right.
You know, that's like
movies
so
come and go so quick, and
So,
it's like hard to really appreciate.
what are they from where you are? You know, do you see, are they adjusting? Is it going to get smaller, or budget's going to get bigger anytime? Or?
I mean, budgets are still really big, but I think it's just people have. You want to know where all the money is. I mean, Jesus Christ, how are they making all these movies so fast and like spewing them out? And it's like, it's all these memberships. Everything is a fucking streaming membership. Bundle.
You know what's funny?
How many
is that,
bundles do you
no,
have?
but bundles would be good because you know what's funny is I used to sell DirecTV and Dish, right? I used to be one of them in the Swampies. I was hand to hand, dog, right? Straight salesman, I guess. So fucking, I used to be out there, right? And then everybody would complain because everything was like, oh, they're getting to it, but they would have everything in one place. So they're both like, oh, but now what? Now you pay everybody individually. You know what would be great? Would be bundles again, right? Now everybody's like, we should have, now cable was actually kind of good because now you pay everybody separately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you don't even get everything, so you have to pay for 7 different things.
Right.
So now they took more money out of you. If anything, I feel like the old satellite TV, that people should go back. It was a better deal. You know what I'm
all
saying?
in cahoots, man. It's crazy.
One of the things that I kind of say is the original content. Where's the original? We resurface old material, seems like.
Yeah, I mean,
is that a trend or is that more just?
Well, original content's coming out. It's good, but it comes and goes so fast.
Right.
You may not see it. You're on one show, and then that content came out, and it's, you know, you may not watch it till 2 months later or something, and then by then everybody else is off that and on the next one. You know, it's like, it's crazy. I mean, think about it. One of the best rappers of our time, Kendrick, just came out with his album, and he's one of my favorites, and it's like it's out and it's gone. It's like ether right now.
No, yeah, like when Nas dropped Stillmatic, it was like a year. It was like that was his year.
Oh my
like
god,
that whole year was just
dude.
like Stillmatic.
And it's like he's
You know what I'm
touring
saying?
and stuff, but it's like, what the hell, man? It was something that would be on repeat for me.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. What are some of the perks of working in your job?
I mean, I just love being creative, being paid to be creative, and being able to do what I love to do. It's I think it's hysterical to be paid to thin people out, you know, and swap heads on people, make their, you know, possibly, you know, change the way they look, or, you know, it's interesting. If I swear to God, if I wrote a book about the things I've changed on people, it would be insane, you know.
A giant pitbull.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably get in a lot of trouble.
Britney Spears had that one time.
Yeah.
Beyonce that.
It's nuts. The things that people request, and a lot of it is to sell. You know, it's like people, if you walk up to a magazine stand, are you going to buy a cover of Beyonce if she was,
how about,
or if she was retouched, put them right next to each other.
You haven't been hit by the whole world of, are we supposed to be like fat acceptance now? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's definitely a thing. And I think, you know, I think it's good that it should be there.
Even the fat acceptance, do they still get touched up?
Yeah, 100%. 1,000%.
And like they're perfectly round.
Yeah.
There's no
So they still touch.
like perfect.
You know what's interesting is one time I was speaking up at a college up in, at a high school up in San Francisco, and they asked like the students, "Do you have any questions?" And this girl raised her hand, and she was like, "I hate what you do.
Wow,
I hate
really?
what you do." You know, and because you give people such a false outlook.
Right.
And then another kid raised their hand and said, "No, I don't hate what you do because I equate it to sculptors like in Roman times."
Yeah.
Like basically they were carving the greatest, you know, look at David,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
it
like
should give you something
thing.
to, as a society, we should aspire to be better.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was it was interesting coming from little kids. I was like, damn, these kids are
Winning pretty deep.
smart. Little brats.
That's funny, man. All right, man. Here we go. Well, we always ask people on the show, are you oppressed? But you're a white guy, so are you an oppressor?
An oppressor? No.
Are you oppressed?
Am I oppressed? No.
All right,
I'm
neither
not
one.
oppressed. You
Right?
know, I'm elated, delightful, happy. You know? I don't want to be oppressed, and I'm not an oppressor. I want the best for everybody.
Right? Do you feel most people are like? Do you feel most white people go around that way, or most white people racist people?
No, man. I mean, I would hope in this day and age, people are accepting of
Right.
everyone. You know, I mean, come on. We gotta love one another and do our best.
I mean, and I would say like, right from your generation up, like you would say most of your friends weren't racist, right? Like you guys were already kind of past that, or some. I mean,
I gotta say, like I was probably some of the things that I've said growing up, or some of the things I was witness to, and some of the things I was taught were not cool.
Right.
You know, and it's just my responsibility to be better, you know. And
okay.
I'm not saying my father was a bad person or my mom was bad, you know, but I think, you know, these are ways that they were brought up back then.
Right. What about your friends though?
Yeah, definitely some of my friends were racist. Some
really?
of them said bad things, and you know, I don't fault them to that because we didn't know any better.
Right.
You know, growing up then, it's just unfortunately the way it was, you know, and it's like it sucks. But nowadays, I'm old enough to know and choose. I don't want to hang around with that person. I don't believe that, you know, so I'm not gonna stick to that ideology. I don't dig it. You know, it's not cool. Not in this day and age.
Dope, man. Dope, man. All right, man. Awesome. That's an awesome, honest answer, man. I really appreciate that, big dog. You probably don't have a side, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Do you root for the LA Galaxy or the LAFC?
LAFC.
Ooh. All right, Joe. You were pretty cool today.
Oh, you like the Galaxy?
Hell yeah. But you know what, though? You are a transplant. You are a transplant, so I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? But two LA fools go for LA Galaxy.
I can't believe that was a question.
Yeah, dog.
But I always root for the Knicks, though.
There you go. There you go, dog. See, I look at the Knicks the way you look at the Brooklyn Nets, right? How do you feel about the Nets, right? You feel like hipster transplants.
I'm a fan of Jay-Z.
There you go. There you go. Dog. To me, the Galaxy is the Knicks. Dog, you know? The Galaxy is the won a gang of championships.
Yeah.
Do you listen to any specific podcasts? Are there people you listen to out there?
One of my favorites is Smartless. I don't know if you know this podcast.
Smartless?
It's Will Arnett from Arrested Development and Jason Bateman.
Oh yeah,
and Sean Hayes. It's a hysterical podcast. I love that one. And then
nice.
Any true crime podcast. I love that.
Oh, I love trying.
Yeah.
Do you get into the mafia genre? Have you listened to?
I listened to a couple.
Yeah, Sammy the Bull and all that.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that one, but I did listen to the Michael Imperioli. The
the Sopranos one. Yeah. Oh, you know Michael Francis?
Yeah,
Franchese.
Yeah,
Come on, he's got a good one.
Come on, dog.
Yeah. Hey.
Francis.
I'm gonna go get the papers. Go get the papers.
Go get the papers.
I like the Francis, but you know what's funny? The way I asked certain people they want to send me the bull. Some people are like, "Nah." I bet you in your mind you're like, "He's a rat." There's some people that are like, "He's a fucking rat."
I ain't gonna give him any of my money.
I know some
Hispanic.
Give
him my viewership.
Yeah, I know some Hispanic up there like I'm like, motherfucker, you LA? What the fuck you know about him? He's like, nah, he's a rat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you an accountant? Motherfucker, watch this show. He's a good storyteller. I can tell you.
Yeah, he tells lots of stories. He's like a singing bird down at the thing. He tells a lot of stories.
Let me tell you something funny now. Quick little personal anecdote before we get out of here, man. I was in Arizona recently. He lives in the desert. I was in Arizona recently. I'm not gonna say where. But the girl, dude, when we were there, no, let me tell you something. So we're there. I'm in the fucking desert, dog. And I know that he lives there because he said he lives in the desert, right? That's kind of his thing. So, but out of fucking nowhere, and I was literally listening to some mafia shit before. We go to the gas station by my hotel, and the girl, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" She's all friendly. I'm like, "Oh, you have a great night too." She's like, "Thank you so much." You know Sammy, you know who Sammy the Bull We're on? He's like, I was like, "Yeah, I know who that is." She was like, it's my birthday today, and he gave me $300. She was like super happy, right? And he was like, he's such a nice guy. But I'm like, lady, you can't be telling fools where this fool lives. Or if they don't come, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on some random stranger. Right, and she told me this story.
Can you tell me where the store is?
Yeah, I don't want to get involved. But even for her sake, if Sammy finds out that she's going around telling people, she can put that fool. He could put her in the freaking hole in the desert. You know, I was like, hey, lady, keep that to yourself.
You might want to call and see if she's still there.
I don't know, dog. She might not be, dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's a funny story. All right, man, we got 1 minute left, man. Joe, thank you for coming, dog. We had a great time, dog. Thank you for
Joe,
putting us up on game about East Coast people, man. You had some really great answers today. Appreciate you, big dog.
Love being on.
Thank you, everybody on the Good News Radio Network, man. Remember, CZALEO knows it all. Keep your head in the swivel for these bad ideas. Have an open mind, but always have a filter as well. Shout out to my dog, Michael. I want to give him a big shout out. He's right here on the TGN Sports. He's just out there hustling, working hard, man. Every time I go on Instagram, he's at a new event, meeting a new athlete. Just taking the Good News Network to a whole nother level, man, and big props to him, man. And the Good News Network itself. You know what? We're also going to be teaming up with Power Play. Growing up, we're going to Dallas. You'll see more stuff about that, man. So shout out to everybody here. Shout out to everybody back home. We love you guys. Hank, great job today, Dan. Peace. Great job today. Great job, Joe. Peace and love to you all. CZALEO knows it all. See you next week. Yeah, all right, man. Good stuff, dog. Great job.